Hello guys, good evening. Welcome to today's edition of AMG Virtual Championship qualifying. I said it on Friday that we're going to be back. We are back in more daytime-ish conditions. We are back with 31 instead of a 20-degree track temperature. And, of course, we're back hopefully trying to improve the lap times that we've scored so far, which I think has been to 18.9. Set in P24. P36 is the cutoff. Yes, there's just 5 days to go. But generally speaking, I'm a bit, you know. I'm a bit, whether that will be really enough. And because I don't want to, well, I want to make sure, you know, that we're going to be in the top split and not in the raffle or the second splits. So here we are again, and I really wonder if the track temperature is making a difference, because usually you'd say 20 degrees is probably better than 30. As the tires won't overheat, but I have the opposite issue. To me, I get the tires up to like 85 to 90ish degrees, but then as we progress and do the hot laps, pushing flat out, the tire temperature drops down to like 80ish, and to me that's too low. That's too low also for the LMGT3 medium tire. So I believe, with hopefully the track temperature being a bit warmer, well, it is a bit warmer, 31 instead of 20 degrees. I do hope that this gives the core tire the magic flick it needs in order to have a little bit more performance, therefore creating a little bit better lap times. We'll see about that. We did 2:19.6 on Friday, which to me felt like being the absolute maximum. Are we gonna see what's that tonight? Last flying lap for us. Make sure it just counts, just to get a delta. A bit too aggressive in Eau Rouge. Bit too much slip angle, bit too much getting slowed down from the friction of the tires. But it's fine, it's lap 1. I don't know, so just out of the box, the car, and it is same setup, don't get me wrong, but the car immediately feels a tad better. Just feels that little bit more grippy all around. A notch less understeer, just initial feeling. Whether that will be seen in lap time in the end, I don't know. It would need to be like a mid 219 straight away for me to believe that it actually is better. I need to be so patient around here. The on-throttle understeer is just so mental. Well, that was quite easy to be done. Yeah, so 2:19.7 is the lap time we're currently looking at to be on the board. Arguably, For the moment, I'd just say not too bad as of right now. It is a high 219. The fast lap obviously shouldn't be the fastest straight away, but to me is a good indication already, as in like where we're looking to head towards to in this session. And that first impression is an indication to me that we should beat that 216.9 easily. Not though if it's a strike on track limits, of course, but even with a strike on the track limits here, we should see in this particular lap what is the potential performance the Mercedes could get us here. Beautiful, almost oversteer slip slide. It's an interesting one, the brake bias. Can really make the car rotate, it seems. Especially if the ABS is not kicking in. I kind of totally get if you guys be like, we're again doing this. Yeah, we're doing this again. Basically for safety measures on our entry. I don't even want to dare looking at the delta. Yeah, over a tenth. It makes so much sense. Way too early on brakes. At least the rouge is going to be valid. I kinda slipped the car a lot again. Oh well. Higher temperatures sadly dropping again. I think this brake wise is just a notch too far at the back now for me. I honestly do not know whether I should rather like turn a lot on the steering wheel or don't. I feel like on the one hand I'm pushing too much on the steering wheel, and on the other hand I feel like I'm not doing enough. You could arguably say I'm having an issue feeling what the car or the front axis is doing again to an extent. Would probably be a valid argument. Again, not great. Apparently it could be worse. At least we stayed valid here on the lap. Well, let's bite in, check in, and see what we can do. Hey Nathan, doing alright? How are you? I don't get it. Everything I'm doing right now feels like being absolutely on the limit. And yet I'm not even as fast as I was before. So what I'm going to do is a pretty rough call. But I'm going to interestingly do and put the settings that I had like over a week ago and just see how it feels initially. I'm having a feeling, you know. Onat Patel, thank you very much for your follow on the Kick channel. How you doing, man? I have a 2:18.9. But I can't replicate it for whatever reason. Brake bias 48.5 compared to 45.5 should create so much more understeer on initial turning, but I think it doesn't. Lampros, I'm pretty sure he means 219. The understeer is just so excessive. It depends. If the car can handle the TC off in the moment, it might. It may also not, because the TC wouldn't interact in the first place. But certainly if the TC is interacting and it needs it and you press that button, you just go spin out. I'm not convinced either way is correct. Genuinely surprised, really. The guy's complaining about no rear grip. What? Ow. So give me that lap time. Car, do it. I mean, I also need to, you know, do a proper job, right? How the hell is that going quicker? My only idea is that when I am at 45% front brake bias, that the ABS is kicking in on the rear. And therefore overall slowing me down on the approach. Or I'm not being able to push as confident, like, I don't know. Something is up though. Let's give it a try. With the low brake bias next lap and see. Well, you probably can see my confusion, right? So slowly but surely a 0.3, so we're 4/10 off our initial PB from the first qualifying session. This is a calculator, and that it's an old smartphone. I missed the curb! Yeah, but I don't know, I'm not faster as you can see. To me, that 45% brake bias just creates more understeer. Although logically, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Because if anything, it should create more rotation. But again, maybe the ABS kicks in way too much at the rear compared to the 48.5. So that the actual gross brake balance in the end that comes to the tires is more neutral than I think it is. LMU or iRacing, why? LMU because netcode, because graphics, because no slowdowns and better track limits. Yeah, I think that's enough of a reason, to be honest. Missed the apex, therefore track limit. Will they turn yellow? No, they don't. But I still lost the entirety of the momentum that I carried. Ah! The drama! That's a track limit for sure. Even if it's not, it's momentum. Wow, 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 wow. Well, that's a bit of a surprise to me actually, but okay. It is what it is. We put that back. 48.5. Hey Stavros, how you doing? Jonathan, maybe you're not wrong. Maybe part of that accusation is true. Oscar, you have a point. LMU has a better tire model. I would agree with that straight away, for sure. Right, guys. We keep going at it. Oh, the dog! Look at him! Hello, doggo. How are you doing? Dog is currently fighting a bit of a stomach pain, so in case he needs to go out, I need to go out too, you know? Because I'm expecting things to happen. Let's see how he copes, whether he goes down on his pillow next to me. Right now he's a little bit in exploring mood. I got into 19.3 only by watching your first quali session live stream. You are the GOAT. Well, there again. I think I was racing Emra back then on ACC in the last 2 seasons. That name rings a bell to me. Maniac. We're trying. Basic Tim, thank you so much for the follow. Hello and welcome. How you doing? I can't really initiate the rotation rate. I'm inconsistent on the braking into turn 1. 100%. And then I put a beautiful Eau Rouge, like, it's just so easy to do it, right? Chris Maniac, thank you so much for your follow there on Twitch. Welcome to the crowd. How you doing, man? Barely holding on, but if I'm entirely honest, overshooting the corner a little. I can't get rid of the impression that I'm over aggressive on the brakes. Something's just telling me that. Come on. East Coast Dave, a 50 stream watch streak. Bro, what a legend. Shout out to East Coast Dave. The consistency, and as we know in racing, consistency is key. Especially in endurance, right? Well, thank you so much for your support of watching each and every stream over the past 50 streams. Right, so I guess I'm gonna go a little bit more diving left, right and center into higher temperatures. What am I doing in a turn 1? This is horrible. I can't get my job done there, it's crazy. Sliding is not quick, Michi. I need to have a look at the lap that I did on that Friday. Like, I do not, for the sakes of it, understand what the heck I'm doing wrong. So, here we go, my YouTube channel. If internet decides to do things, great, they do it. So, here we are, my channel. Let's have a look at the lap. We have been live a couple of days ago with this one. You guys will probably not hear any audio, but you're gonna have a look at the lap at least, because audio is on a different channel. So you'll probably excuse me for that. My predictions for the 4 unnamed USA tracks is not rather a prediction, it's rather a hope for Road America or Indianapolis, or what else could we have a look at? Hang on a minute. Damn it. I clicked the button after the 998. Just clicked, so I'm checking. Yeah, Indianapolis. I hope for Road America. I expect Road Atlanta maybe. And then what else? I mean, if you look at R Factor 2, then Virginia could be a possibility, or Long Beach. So that was the lap. Okay, here we are. That was the lap that I want to look at. Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen is a good shout. Absolutely. Okay, guys. You know what? You'll get the audio here. Almost we could. But let me see. Insane. Tires are lower than 80 degrees, actually. TC is 440. Brake bias is 48.3. That's beautiful. Very good. And now what's my first sector? 10 spots. A brake late. Everything in second here, actually. Let me go back. How can I go back? A few seconds only. Second. Quite a bit of steering, actually. Third. Hardly any brake attachment into exit Lecombe. And here I first and actually yeet on the steering wheel, trying to stay inside line. second and third. Just load on the tire. Oh, I lost 50 thousandths there. Third into Puhon. I'll take it though. Losing another 30 thousandths. Third and second. I think I'll try to get up the rotation with the gears and the... You know what's the pain about this? If I just finished that lap with the speed that I had here, I would have had a 0.8 and would have not had to go again. Yep, the fixed setup isn't the greatest one. First Maniac, that is on... Oh! Nah. How much risk do we take? What have they changed? The final chicken. This session was done on 2nd July, so 10 days ago. Very good. Very nice. What did they do with the Bob? 218.9. What did they do with the Bob? You got, yeah, that... You got to be kidding me, man. Is that the thing? Did they change the FNBOP? Or the tire or some other thing? Yeah. You guys have a point. It might be the case. It honestly might be the case. But that would mean they should invalidate all the laps that happened, and at the same time still 10 people beat me though. So, and that's not particularly great news. But it adds to another point about the esports readiness of this game. And it's really time for me to do a video about this now. I'll get my notebook out and take my notes in a moment. Well, after the stream most likely, but... Look, I agree. It's just, the thing is, you can either consider it one way. It's like, either you talk to Studio 397, be like, do you plan any changes over the next 4 weeks? No. Fine. Cool, you can go out, do your qualifier then like this. That would work, but... You know, the thing is like cause and effect. Once again, who is at fault? Is it Mercedes at fault, not communicating with LMU about their potential esport thing they are doing? If that is the case, then you gotta blame the organizer. However, if they did so and then LMU was like, yeah, fine, you can go ahead, we might still change pop in 2 weeks, but that's fine, then that's LMU's fault. And I don't know. On which lap has it been 26? I mean, it was 31 when I started into the session, and to me already a declining track temp means we're in trouble. Broke too late. Anyway, let's try to adopt the driving. And with that I mean putting lower gears, higher RPM into the entry phase of the cornering. Cannot necessarily say much better than before, but there seems to be evidence that this might be working. The 18.9 I did on 26 degrees, well then I can still have some hope that we will eventually improve, right? Yeah, Chris Maniac, you're 100% correct. There is issues. We do know that. And maybe also sometimes the customer response, sorry, not the customer's response, but the response to the customer from Le Mans Ultimate may not be optimal at all times. I think they may admit that as well. They're still a small team, and I think they're still trying their best. But I tend to agree. We're having loads of issues to deal with, and yet we're not having enough progress, right? Finally, a bit of a better turn one. I honestly, like from the last lap initially, and now also after this turn one, I can potentially see to 18 again. Just as we speak, 2/10 up. And magically the car this time stays on the inside. A little bit lower entry speed, which is fine. Ah! I missed the apex. Oh boy. Why though? Throwing away a good lap. So clumsy. That's it. Like, not this lap, but you know. I'm just not allowed to throw away those 2/10 and Stavolo, or 1.5. And then we're talking about 289. Now we're talking about mistakes in the lap. Yeah, maybe the tires are overheating. I was surprised to see in the actual lap that we did that we had cooler tire temperatures. That was a bit of a surprise to me, not gonna lie. Nice flick. Watch understeer. Nice join lack. Not blaming anyone apart from the game. So let's see whether we can determine how much time we're eventually lost into Stavelo 2, Stavelo 1. Yeah, easier 10th. Oh boy. So let's cool down the tires a little further. Yeah, maybe you need to have the tires a little cooler across the entirety of the run. Might be as well the case. But at least, and you're gonna perhaps agree with me, can have the hope of a good lap. Just the way that I did turn 1 in that lap, that was the quickest so far now. How the hell did I even do it? I have no idea. But it's fine, I'm gonna deal with the 80,000s. That's a considerable amount to catch up still. Cannot catch it up missing apexes though. And this was much better. Too early in the rotation in total. That screws up No Name corner, which makes it track limits. Another try to determine the time loss we did in Stavelo. See 320. Yep. Doesn't look too bad right there, but like half a tenth. I'm pushing too hard. I can admit that might be the case. Oh, I need to quickly read the message. Because I'm having an appointment later on that is a bit flexible on timing still, so I need to react in any case. Alright. Here we go again. Maybe I take it a bit more easy on the tire. It's Bobber. Thank you very much for the follow. Hello there and welcome. The understeer on throttle is crazy, absolutely that. How am I enjoying it? Well, I'm a Mercedes fanboy. I have to admit, it's on borderline of being too shit. But I think overall, right now, it's kind of manageable for me. It is fixed setup indeed, James. Yeah, I'm on 330. I wonder whether 3-3 is too much or 3-2 would be alright, but yeah. I need to start finding a way to push in the lap without over pushing on the tire. I'm so bad at this right now. I'm not sure if it's too much steering input, too little steering input, too much cross input, as in the steering and brakes combined, whether less of both, whether less of just brakes, less of just steering is the way to do. I'm a bit lost on that, to be honest. Not enough GT3 presence. This time I'm starting with higher temperatures. Maybe if that somehow grants more grip because of pressures and stuff. That would make that a one single hot lap thing. You know? As probably you start overheating the tire quite naturally from the second lap onwards. Decisions. Four-wheel slide, it's never been good. And yet, though, I'm not too far off. Ah! No, I'm not. Well, I'm lacking the experience. It's not that I feel too uncomfortable, but I'm certainly lacking the experience in the GT3 to quickly extract the most out of it. Yeah, but I do not know how to fix it. Like, yeeting on the steering wheel is certainly wrong. This time we're a bit higher again on pressures on the higher temperature. I mean, that Mercedes is certainly nose heavy. Ah! So he doesn't eat single hot lap it. I did 2 laps. Is a 2-lap shot really the thing? Oh, hang on a minute. That is too little fuel. Adrian Schneider. Thank you very much for your follow. Hello and welcome. There's a big crowd tonight. I'm amazed. I love seeing this. Thank you so much everyone for being here. If you appreciate the Endurance Pit exit, then please have a follow on Twitch. Subscribe us on the YouTube channel if you need more of that in the future. And when we finally exit the pits, then obviously we do some racing aside. So let's go. We do selected setups for the series that we're running in. Or that we would need a setup for, let's say. On the outlap, the car feels so great in this section. And then the actual lap comes and the car goes shit. Maybe I just need to brake less everywhere. Let's have a look what happens if we brake less into final turn. Just to see what happens to the braking itself. It might be the case that I'm just like over aggressive on the brakes and the ABS is slowing me so much down most of the time that I'm just giving up free lap time there. That might be the sole issue. Ich kacke ab. That might be the thing. Let's see how turn 1 is if we're braking late but not maximum power. Almost good. That's not even bad. Noted. Let's try to apply this in for everything. Hashtag not a four-wheeler slide in Eau Rouge. But we still apply things, right? So yo, a full 10th. That's the thing. That's what I need to do different. And I think that also reminds me of, we've had, on the setup, the default is saying 92%. I'm just gonna go back at it and see what it does. Just because. And then obviously I also go back to the more fuel, and we just, you know, we just keep driving, we go exploring. Marius, that would be indeed the way I was thinking. In hindsight, obviously, I'm doing too much of it in general. Oh, I do know that. So I see maybe let's draw then 10% of virtual energy in the tank. Means single hot lap. Pat the Whack, thank you very much for your sub on the YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I think you might be the 14,600th subscriber on the channel. I very much appreciate this. Anyway, let's see if 110 kilogram brake pressure is giving us more brake consistency. It might be the same as a not braking 100%. Yes, it may give away some performance, but if I do not have to like relearn the braking for this particular combo, then we may actually have some help here, you know. Because I do remember, I think I cannot remember having checked the brake settings in the first run. I remember doing that in the second run and was like, has that been 100% last time as well? It might be the difference. It might be as simple as that. What's currently holding me back from extracting the full performance of rotation into corners and such. Which then would mean 45.5%. Yeah. 45.5% becoming more of a deal again when we're talking about brake bias. I feel like I've wasted 2.5 hours of my life. Oh yeah, boys, I think I'm onto something here. Let's see if we are. Don't go past the breaking point like this. We're good. I can't drive this corner tonight. Should have maybe took the slide. Wow. And then you see how much potential there is in that lap. Holy shit! That was 2/10 on the Stavolo exit. All I need to do is a good turn 1, nailing Lecombe, drive the rest of the lap okay-ish, and I get a blistering exit on Stavolo. Because even here, this looks alright. The learning curve, man. Not perfect, but I'm taking 700th. Better than being over a 10th off. Rouge looks good. 800 it is. But again, if we keep nailing stuff now, it's easy 2/10. Very easy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Goody goody piff puff, please. Yes, let's go. Here we go. Bus stop, win it or bin it. I haven't pushed hard in bus stop for the last 30 minutes, so can we nail it? Let's go! Improvements! Not much, but it's improvements. That gets us a couple of spots higher actually on the leaderboard already. And if you now think about that this lap was being done still with 10 liters on board, you know that there is some contingency still in it. What's that tow truck button on the wheel I'm clicking from time to time? Well, I tried to put an invisible tow truck to push me faster over the road. Nah, jokes aside, this is the traction control off button. So for as long as it's pressed, traction control is off and I have maximum power available. Bits of pain. That bits of pain too. I'll be able to stick with it. 60 thousandths. Should be able to find them somewhere, shouldn't we? Not if you set up Piff Puff in the wrong way though. A 10th. And meanwhile the dog has reappeared. Harvey! Yes! Daddy's boarding the lap! How are you doing? Oh, look at you! Oh, big yawn. Are you tired? Oh, wow. Now we still need to go out, right? So let's see, what can we learn in bus stop? That is the only thing I should have done a bit better. Bus stop. This is where like another 30,000-40,000 are around. Josh Vogt, thank you so much for joining. You're doing this on Assetto Corsa console. Let me know, what is the difference to you? What are you seeing as being the big difference? All right, so let's have a quick look. Here is the current leaderboard. We did 957. We're currently sitting 24th at a 988, 957. 2 spots. Villetstra already did the 880, so he's no threat. But that other guy, where is he? Laurent Ozel. Has he put a lap yet? And if so, what performance? 055. I mean, currently the cutoff is a 0.2. But you know how this stuff's working, right? People are gonna bending the nights to go more quick. Right. About fuel. But just keep it. Let's go a bit lower. And then Marco Giao, thank you very much. Sorry, Jaio. Marco Jaio, thank you so much for your subscription on the YouTube channel. You guys are totally nailing it tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. Have you had a great weekend? I hope you have a great start to the week. So, for those of you that do not know me yet, I'm a 33, almost 34-year-old German sim racer doing this stuff for over 20 years now. Arguably just been really competitive in the last 6 to 7 years. Before that, lower equipment, learning curve, still being young kiddos, you know. Anyway, I do stream LMU only at the minute, and for those of you that have followed me quite a bit, GT3s is not my pinnacle stuff of doing. Arguably, there's nothing that is currently my pinnacle stuff of doing, because since the hypercars received the new tires in January, I'm sort of struggling with them a bit. In terms of feeling, in terms of performance, in terms of speed, everything. 0.6 or 0.5 would probably be a nice goal. I think a 0.5 or 0.6 would easily put me into the top 5. I do not necessarily think it needs that, but I get your point. Josh Falk, you're a P8 with 16.6. Okay, I gotta tell you, in LMU, with a 16.6, you'd be accused of cheating for sure. Nicholas Cage Bees, thank you so much for joining. P1 has, I think, 18.3. I'm not sure. Like, even there, I think between P1 and P2, there is like a 3 or 4 tenth of a second gap. Which I don't 100% understand, but who am I? I think to my teammate Sam Gaskell, he has put in a 0.6 or a 0.7. I'm currently lacking 2/10, which is what I consider being on pace with myself. We can have a look after the next run. Who is in P1 with a 218.3. I think I can't remember, I haven't heard the name. So anyway, for the moment I'm limited help on this. Furthermore, we're now going to the very next try to qualify a bit higher up, so let's see. the first time in ages I hit that turn 1 apex. Very good. And I gotta tell you, even the 40,000s that we have improved between my current lap time and the lap time that's on the leaderboard so far, that already might make the cut in the end. You never know if those 40,000s might be enough or whether you need another 10th on it. Who knows? Anyway, I'm confident. Overshot. The second corner of Macomb. Nice rotation with the curb. Keep the advantage. Ah, too late on throttle. Very, very much too late on throttle. Too early at apex. Saved it nicely, but we're 40,000s down. Can we make that up from being a bit more tight here? No. 80,000s. Can we make it up here? Not quite. Last chance to make it up. Just by being risky, and that pays off. 50,000s. It comes down to bus stop. Well, this is on, how Toto would say. This is still on. On until it wasn't anymore. And the problem is that not only kills this lap, it kills the next one as well. Interestingly, it didn't. So here we go again. Ah, man. It's a bit pathetic, isn't it? How putting the brake pressure back to 90% and then start properly on the braking is like flicking this car alive. It's nuts. It's really nuts. And that might be the case why I should indeed maybe only take 2 laps of fuel. As I think now it really comes down to what is the peak of the tire. Exactly, there is more, Luca. There is more. Let me see if there is an optimal already somewhere in the timing sheet for myself. Timing, optimal. First sector, obviously, 70,000s, but I think we also can agree that the third sector has never been really perfect. Arguably, the 60,000s I lost in the bus stop on that lap, I now gained that on the last lap in Stavalo alone. So, yeah, we need to see. I can smell a 0.8, and honestly, I think with a 0.8, I'm rather fine. Not sure it's safe, but fine. Yes, Josh Folk, that is a fixed setup for LMU. But I think even the open setup would not go like a second quicker. I might be mistaken, but I don't think so. Anmol Sodi, thank you so much for your subscription on the YouTube channel. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for joining. I suspect another half an hour of time for me, maybe 20 minutes. Let's see how this goes. Anyway, I appreciate your guys' company here tonight. A quick outview on what's going to happen in the next couple of days here on this channel. So firstly, I'm going to do a video about LMU and its biggest issues it has right now regarding esports. And for those of you that have seen Michi's Esport Diaries, I'm not going into that direction, because I'm going to be more on a technical part, or a technical side of things, arguably. The technical stuff also enables something of the driving stuff. If you haven't seen Michi's Esport Diaries from last week yet, then I strongly recommend having a look at it, because we have been talking on the state of esports, and that has nothing to do yet with the technicalities of Le Mans Ultimate, but rather with the personalities that are using it. And now obviously we have to do that other video still, where we're talking about the technicalities. We sadly have to strike the one or other personality again in that point, but I don't want to put the focus on the personalities in that video, as in rather also like what could the game do in order to improve the situation. And Unmold, any tips for newbies? Yes, there is a tip of mine. Since you've already subscribed to my channel, I advise you to go quickly onto my YouTube page. Bear with me, I need to focus on turn 1. And when you've done, when you are on my main page of the YouTube channel, go to playlists, and there you'll find a number of tutorials that should set you up and give you a good indication of what to do. What is it now that I can't take this Eau Rouge anymore? And about the specificality of trail braking, that is really just do laps, compare your telemetry with the laps that are faster and slower, see what you do as a difference. And in hindsight, any tips I can give you, I do offer coachings for Le Mans Ultimate on any car, on any track. So if you're struggling with something and you'd be like, I can't find out what it is, then maybe a coaching session can help you. And if you're interested in that, on the video description you'll find my Discord server invitation link. Click that, you get to my Discord server, and then you can DM me on Discord asking for a coaching if you think that would be something that suits you, or would be something that gets you further. The pricing is €50 per hour, including a video of the session, and of course questions and all the content and server hosting and stuff. That's included in the price, and that's the only thing I can offer beyond giving you the hint of our tutorials on our YouTube channel. You would get a setup server so you can compare laps day in, day out with the pros yourself. And Luca is right. And I can strongly recommend B-Alien for that. Not only because I do have a referral link, but also because they do have a comparison telemetry tool. And that would have told me in the last lap that I have still been too late for turn 1. Oh my god! A full 10th. Let's not screw this up. Come on. Gonna certainly screw this up. 125,000, goodness me. Oh, come on, rotate. Yes, yes, yes. We're still good. We're still good. Let's go. Let's go. Even that was quack. Easy on the brakes, Michi. Rotate the car, yes, nice. Still Gucci. Too early. Come on, rotate, 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 stay valid. Ah! I've given up time again. Anyway, 80,000. This is still on. This is good. This is awesome. This is purple. Oh, not purple, but PB. Let's go. I can put one on top of that potentially. Anmo, let me quickly set you up with the link. 218820. Let's go. What a relief, bro. What a relief. Okay, so where did this put us? 218820. P9. Let's go. So here's my teammate, Sam Gaskell. 18.6 even. Thomas Ribeiro, an ACC pro as far as I'm concerned. But that 18.3 still makes me scratch some head, especially with only 2 laps registered. I mean, I do have, where am I? 2363. So, I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't suspect cheating per se, but these guys are the bloody best of the best in GT3, and he gives them just another 3/10 in a fixed setup session. Yeah. Right. You wanted to have a link though. Quickly checking on the message because my phone made beep beep. So I have one more shot actually before I need to leave, but I will bring in the links, of course, real quick. So firstly, the first link I want to give you is the Alien shop. Now you get setups and the telemetry stuff at Ribeiro. Not cheating, just built different. I mean, I know that Ribeiro is a top guy in ACC, but like another 5/10 in the same setup, and that time stands there like since forever. I could also imagine if it was on a wrong, you know, if the organizers, for whatever reason, had an open setup session, and then there was a setup, and that easily explains half a second. And then the invitation link for the Discord for those that want to DM. There you go. From your lap, you can see there is a 0.6, 0.7. Yes, I mean, we're gonna go up one more time just to make sure. And well, the optimal is just an 811, but we came down Pujon. Well, we came out of Lecombe with 150 on our side. Then we came towards Pujon with, was it just under 1/10? So I lost half a tenth there. I left half a tenth in Stavilo 1, and probably another 30 or 40 thousands when I slid off in Stavilo 2. So, so I can do a 0.7. Can I do a 0.6? Perhaps. Big question mark, actually. It is fixed setup, Eving, yeah. Well, it's supposed to be, but you know, because of And that is going to be part of the State of Esports version 2, when we're talking about technicalities. The Mercedes organization needs to set up for 30 days a session of 10 hours for every day, and need to manually go through the results. And they need to make sure that each and every session is 100% set up the same. It is so easy to forget ticking the box of fixed setup on 1 out of those 30 occasions. And probably you would even not really blaming them for doing so. It's just because, excuse my language here, well, I'm not going to even excuse my language, it's just because of the bad way of doing things, the bad way or the bad tool set that Le Mans Ultimate offers for organizations like Mercedes-AMG here to do their championship in a certain way. Luke, thank you so much. Sadly, I don't have a moment anymore today. Not sure if I'm gonna have one tomorrow, but I'll explain my need whenever I find the time. Thank you very much for setting this up. For those that have left the chat on that conversation, I've been asking around for a video editor that might help me with a couple of my elements on my stream, so I'm looking for some improvements there. DOTOO, thank you for the follow, and the Red Czech 18, thank you so much for your follow as well. So let's see if we can even improve on this. It's going to be the last attempt because I have to run. Dog was here twice. I'm pretty sure he needs to go outside, and I also have that appointment later on. So anyway, the cause of this was to improve. We improved, so that's good. Yeah. Carried too much understeer pre-apex. It looked good, but we came in too hot. Anyway, with a perfect lap, we could even undo this. But hashtag, what is a perfect lap already, right? Animal, for an entry level, a G29 is probably like a 7 out of 10, I guess. Compared to mine, it's rather a 3 or 4 out of 10. You know what? I'm gonna abort this straight away. What if it just takes 2 preparation laps? Sounds super stupid. Wouldn't make any sense to me either, but... Anyway, P9... 218.8, that is 170,000 improvements, 15 places. I really hope, and I do say this with all care and all respect to everyone out there, I do hope that this is enough. I do also expect that this is enough. I don't want to be disrespectful, but you got to drive a low 0.8, you got to drive a 0.7 and not screw it up. Because it is super easy to get just too impatient, as I've been here. So I see 160, 140, 150. Probably I lost 30,000 on that lap, so I could have done a 0.7. For sure. Anyway. Animal, I hear you. I hear you. Too sloppy. Too sloppy. It was almost perfect. Almost perfect. Because I did so much rotation prior to the apex, I could go on throttle so early. Arguably I was on that too early anyway, but yeah. Eving, no one apart from AMG is doing anything there right now. Ah! Carried too much speed, drove past the apex. That story. Would have been a great start to the lap. A 10th we're chasing. We chased the 10th successfully. I couldn't initiate the rotation into Puhan, and that's... It's not an off track, but finding a full 10th and a half. Good luck to me, I guess. Why am I doing that short shift? That short shift was so dumb! And I do the same drama again. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna call it a day. I say thank you so much for watching. We may do another session of this, and then we're gonna do that in VR as we have a Pimax Crystal Super LED to check. And if you wanna see that, then please become a subscriber on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on the Twitch channel as well. I'll make sure you're not missing the streams when they're coming your way. As we're going for one more experimental climb into turn 1. Not too bad, is it? Braked 2 or 3 minutes earlier. Then we have a little less understeer in the system. We may eventually be Gucci. Anyway, guys, I say thank you so much. You should always end when you're on a high, and we are on a high with a 218.8, sitting in P9 provisionally, maybe P10, so that's good. That should hopefully send us the ticket. Yes, Nicholas KHB, Pimax send another headset over, and eventually, and that is probably important information for you guys as well, despite me being an affiliate to them at the minute, you should probably check out Pimax, because we do have a goody link for you. My English is becoming bad. We do have a good link for you there, because, and for those of you that hopefully have seen the unboxing of this, the discount code Michi Magic gives you a little bit more of savings, as you can save 2% of the price market share. And because they got summer sale on, you get, I think, an additional $80 off. Let me see what that information was. Yes, exactly. If you are upgrading from an existing VR goggles, you get an additional $80 off. And if you're using my Michi Magic code, beyond the 2%, you get a global free shipping worldwide, and another there's a headset adoption, so you get 2 more speakers in a value of like $80 or $90 additionally for free, if you're making use of that link that I just put into the chat. If you're thinking about getting a Pimax VR, then I emphasize you using that link. Hashtag yes, that was advertising. And I say thank you so much for, is it 100 Indian rupees? That what it's called? Anmol. I thank you so much. Feel free to save that money for your rig though. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the super chat donation. I say thank you so much. We're now going to have a raid on Twitch. We will be back with more streams this week, likely on Thursday. And if not, then the very latest on Sunday with the VMS Pro Series, because I think LFM is currently not on. And I have to attend the wedding on Friday. I have business day on Wednesday, and tomorrow I need to do stuff. So let's see how it goes. Anyway, we will be back. I say thank you so much for joining. And then I'm gonna have a raid for you guys. Someone on Le Mans Ultimate even. Yes, Scuderia Fantozzi. Give him a well-deserved follow. Enjoy the stream, enjoy Le Mans Ultimate, and see you next time. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Twitch. Improve the channel, help us grow. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Have a great start to the week. See you. Bye-bye.